Hello, viewers. Recently, Chess.com posted this joke about how difficult it is to win bishop and knight versus king endgames. It's actually pretty easy. All you gotta know is how to force something called the ice cream cone position. So in this video, I'll tell you how to do that. So this is the ice cream cone position. You can see why it has that name. So the first thing to know is that you can only force checkmate if the opponent's king is in a corner that's the same color as your bishop. So here you've got a light squared bishop. That means I can force checkmate in this corner or that one. So if your opponent knows what they're doing, what they're going to try to do is first keep their king in the center for as long as possible. And if you force them back, which is not too hard, then they'll try to run to one of the other corners. We call them the wrong corners. So they'll try to put their king over here or put their king over there. So the ice cream cone position is saying it comes up when you try to force their king from the wrong corner to the right corner. So let's see how to get it. So the king over here is in the wrong corner. So we got to get him out of that corner into one of the right corners. So the first thing to do is take away that h8 square. So we play knight check and then only move. So I've taken away h8. I want to take away g8 now. I can't do that right away. So we just first waste move with our bishop. And then the king moves there. And now I can take away g8 as well. So I'm just systematically taking away squares. So black only has one move. So what they're trying to do is run away over here. So they, if I'm not careful, they're going to escape and then they'll be over here. It's going to take a long time to win the game all over again. So let's take away that square. So now I've got that square under control. So black should probably come here as the move that puts up the most resistance. Now, it is possible to try to come back, but this actually makes it easier for you. So they try coming back, then you play a knight check, and that would force the king over here, and then you can put your king over there, and you're just going to herd the king over to a8 pretty smoothly. So like say king d8, only move, king d6, and they try to run back, then you got to check, and they're just being shepherded along pretty easily. So back here, if your opponent knows what they're doing, they're going to try king d8 to try to make a break for it down here. So what do we want to do next? We're going to follow them a bit with our king. And now I try to make their escape. So let's take away that b6 square by playing knight to d7. And now it looks like the king is getting away, and it looks like we've messed this up, but actually we're about to get the ice cream cone. So let's bring our bishop back to d3, and now we've got the ice cream cone position. So one thing I really like about this is not just that it wins, though of course that's a wonderful thing as well, but you can see us how beautifully the pieces are coordinating. So the knight over here is taking away these squares, right? And the bishop is taking away all these squares, and your king is taking away all these squares. So it's not just a cute picture of an ice cream cone, it's actually just a very beautiful setup here and perfect piece coordination. The opponent's king is just totally locked in. I guess the one thing you might want to watch out for is they might try to escape and go back over here, but it's not too hard to deal with that. There are many ways to fix it. I guess probably one way would be just bring your king down, and if they come back, then bring your bishop up, and again, you just got the opponent's king perfectly fenced in here. The bishop's taking away these squares. You got the knight still covering these squares. The king is still covering everything, so the black king is still just in a box here, and you get them into the right corner, and then you force checkmate. So as you can see, bishop and knight versus king is actually not that hard as long as you know how to get that ice cream cone position. So I hope you learned something. I hope I inspired you to play better chess.